Hey everyone, the update of Edge UI 0.55 has been out for about a month, with 0.6 to be released soon. As the last version of Edge UI had many requirements, the installation process for the latest version has been simplified. Eugene has put out a call for anyone who is familiar with creating full mod installations. I'll link Eugene's Patreon in the description, and hopefully someone can reach out to offer assistance. Also, if you're interested in his work, consider supporting him on Patreon. For this installation, you will need to install these mods in the order that they are listed. Note that some of these are optional, so you only need to install the hard requirements, which have been marked with the orange text. My installation has all the required plugins as well as the optional ones. If you do not install all the plugins shown and in the same order, your game might not look the same as mine. If you've installed everything properly, you'll be greeted with this main screen menu. This is the same one as before, yet the difference lies in the menu text and selection cursor. Before it resembled Nordic UI assets, but now it blends more seamlessly with the background image. On the loading screen, you'll notice a small reticle in the shape of a dragon signifying the game loading, as well as some other Ember graphics coming out from the left side of the screen. If you're using a loading screen randomizer as I am, it will be incorporated into the UI and will override your load screen images. Minimalistic, clean, and elegant. It might not appeal to the aesthetic of some, as someone has pointed out in the comments of the previous video that the UI looks very much like the UI in Elder Scrolls Online. I agree that other UIs might offer more lore-friendly menu experience, but in comparison, a lot of the other UIs look dated at this point. Here, we'll see the new font used for subtitles spoken by nearby NPCs as well as an in-dialogue menu. I have Dragonborn voiceover, as well as improved alternate camera conversation SE. Note that if you had a font replacer and placed it after the aforementioned mods, it would appear here. I'm not using a font replacer over Edge UI. There is a new reskin added over the text and graphics for better third-person selection. However, the recent loot reskin on the lower right-hand corner has remained the same. I see that the author is going for something here, perhaps the perfect form for this UI, and I'm glad to see that some of the previous assets are still being used while they continue to optimize the look and feel while the project continues to evolve. The best part is that the author is receptive to the modding community's input. Now we get a better look at the better third-person selection reskin. This is a great mod, and it's one of those mods that I can't see myself playing Skyrim without it. The reskin is great as it keeps things unobtrusive, yet with just the right amount of visibility, remaining right in the center of the field of view. Next, we'll focus on the compass reskin. On the top left corner, we can see the compass navigation overhaul reskin. It pops up when you're facing the direction of a quest marker on your map. Moving on to the QuickLoot EE reskin. If you're also using the Oblivion interaction icons mod, then you will see those icons show up here next to the interaction buttons. As I've stated before, I'm not a fan of the new 3D-ish tween menu, so I went into the interface folder of this mod and replaced the tween menu with the one from the previous version of Edge UI. The skill menu too looks fresh, with new text and icons, such as the skill meter below each skill and the perk nodes themselves. However, if you want the high-def skill menu image, you need to keep Nord UI interface overhaul in your load order, but don't let it overwrite Edge UI.
care what you're doing. Afterward.
The inventory menu has received an overhaul. You still have access to the filter and search functions because of SkyUI. You're still able to side scroll the inventory menus, except instead of horizontal, you need to move vertically. I'm also using the Handy Icon Collection Collective and i4 Shouts and Weapons Overhaul, which updates the icons for the different categories of items in your inventory. The system menu has received a new gradient for the background overlay and text. The text is modern and slender compared to the ones used in the previous versions. It's great to see the evolution of this UI over time. Though the changes from the previous versions seem subtle, the creep towards the unified theme is undeniable. The best part is that the add-ons make it modular. A new addition to this version is the weight menu. There is an opacity overlay and a new wait time, which looks like something between a clock and a sundial. The sundial turning along with the light of day gives the impression as if time is actually passing. The previous changes to the detection meter reticle have been removed. The previous version of Edge UI had detection arrows minimized in size and glowed yellow on default, then turned red during combat. I find these default crimson red arrows of the detection meter mod to blend too well into the game. So I found this other mod called Detection Meter Another Color, and allows you to change the detection meter to a color of your liking. These are 2 of 6 colors available. I prefer the orange one. For combat, Edge UI relies on TrueHUD. There's been a minimal change to the enemy's NPC's health bar. Where the bar around the enemy's health was gold, it's now been subdued, which blends better into the HUD. The lock-on target reticle was red before, but has now been changed to white. I suppose that this is fine, since if you're intentionally locking onto a target, then you know what you're looking for. I look forward to a full mod installation that would give me the option of changing this back to red, though I could always swap it out with the previous version of Edge UI. Lastly, below the player character you can see all the skill increases. I would have never considered placing it there, but I have to say that it fits, and I like how out of the way it is. Well, that's it for Edge UI, but I want to show you guys an extra goodie called Spell Hotbar. It simulates the hotbar used in most MMO games like Elder Scrolls Online. You can only assign powers and spells to it, though if you configure your hotbar properly in the MCM menu, you can have access to the spell hotbar separately from your favorites menu. I'm using the F1 through F12 keys, and yes, I had to configure my quick save and quick load keys in order to do that. Currently, I have access to a hotbar, favorites menu, and wheeler. One way I'm considering using these is by having spells and powers on the spell hotbar, weapons on the favorites menu, and items, armors, and shields on wheeler. It's definitely overkill, but allows you to be extremely versatile in battle. As soon as Edge UI 0.6 is released, I'll make a video covering the differences introduced in the latest version. Remember to check out Eugene's Patreon link in the description, along with all the other mod requirements. If you watched to the end of this video, I appreciate you and I thank you for watching. Till next time, peace.